2017, this man, Louis Arby III, 41 years old, removed the screen from a woman's window at an assisted living facility in SeaTac and crawled in. The woman inside was brutalized for an hour.
But we cannot let people enter our country. We have no idea who they are, what they do, where they came from. We have no idea what their records are. We don't know if they're murderers, if they're killers, if they're MS-13. We're throwing them out by the hundreds.
We begin this afternoon with breaking news. Seattle police say this man may be responsible for a string of arsons in West Seattle, and they need your help to track him down.
So if we're not going to get tough on the drug dealers who kill thousands of people and destroy so many people's lives, we are just doing the wrong thing.
America has about 4% of the world's people and about 25% of the world's incarcerated people. We have the highest incarceration rate in the world. Over the last 30 years, that number has skyrocketed, increasing over 400%. 41% of American juveniles and young adults have been arrested by the time they turn 23. Children as young as 13 years old have been sentenced to die in prison. And our prisons violate international standards.
Now, maybe you're like, I have no human empathy, why should I care? Well, if all you care about is money, $39 billion of your tax money was spent on maintaining prisons in 2010, and the prison population has only gotten bigger. $1 trillion has been spent on the war on drugs since its start, which is also your tax money. Money not your thing? Empathy not your thing? You seem fun at parties. Most people going to prison are in for non-violent offenses, minor drug crimes, or rearrests due to the system breathing down people's necks.
Whatever purpose you think it serves, it ain't doing it.
Well, the point of prison is to reduce crime.
It's definitely not doing that. There are 2.2 million people incarcerated in the U.S., 10 times more than 50 years ago.
Despite this massive increase in the prison population, a study conducted by the NYU School of Law found that the effect on the crime rate has been essentially zero.
I often point out that when I was young, growing up in Birmingham, Alabama, and I used to sometimes get very upset that as a black child, I couldn't do what I wanted to do. I couldn't go to the amusement park. I couldn't go to the big library. We had to go to this sort of rundown black library. Mm-hmm. And, you know, my mother was always very careful to tell me that this is not the way things were supposed to be. She said, this is not the way things are supposed to be, and they will change. So she allowed me to develop the capacity to imagine the future in a way that sometimes seems very radical. But it seemed radical during the era of slavery. And so today, of course, slavery, even though we think we've abolished it, we haven't. But still, in terms of the way people think about it, it's seen as horrendous, atrocious.